All right. All right. So that happened. The New York Knicks decided to go out to Detroit and get another ass kicking. That's plain and simple. Ain't gonna be no long monologue for this, no music, no nothing, man. That's just what happened. All right. So Knicks lost this one 118-80, and it was so bad it took Jalen Brunson 20 shots to get 12 points. So bad it took Mikal Bridges 16, got 19, 16 shots to get 19. Not a great look either, but hey, that just tells you how bad this game was. This game was nowhere close after, I would say, the first quarter. First quarter, guys were keeping it in the bounce, but then Detroit just broke this thing open and the first, really in the second quarter, and the Knicks had no chance to get back in this one. They were down Karl-Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby, while the Pistons were down Jalen Duren, and didn't really matter. Everyone was just hitting shots from behind the arc, and then the Pistons were also able to attack inside the paint as well. They were just carving up the Knicks in a multitude of fashions. The bench couldn't do anything. Actually, at one point, the Pistons bench was doing more work than any starters in this game. So, yeah, and you can see that it's so bad that my co-host CK left. Oh, he's back. There we go.
Yeah, sorry. We had he's unplugged and whatnot. We're good.
Hey, but it is what it is, people. It was going to be an uphill battle without Cat and OG anyway in this matchup, but not great for the New York Knicks, losing 118-80 to the Detroit Pistons. And look, CK, CP will be on his way. Don't worry. CP's going to be on his way back from the watch party to give you his takes on this game. So make sure to stay locked in. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Okay. I don't know. There's not really much for me to take away from this game, man. Outside, I just got to give the Pistons a lot of credit. Pistons are such a disciplined team. They're a very physical team, mentally and physically tough. They did everything they wanted to against the Knicks, and we could say, hey, look, second matchup where you don't have Towns and OG, we knew it was going to be an uphill battle. You wanted to see something a little bit closer, but really, this is, even with the depth this Knicks team has, they're very top heavy talent team. So when you don't have two of your top five guys, you knew you were not going to get a lot of offense tonight. And look, Detroit knew that. They went out there and they executed. I mean, we saw their defense just smother Jalen Brunson. Brunson got no airspace, no room to really operate. And you could do that when you don't have another offensive threat out there. Even though you have Bridges, Bridges is not aggressive, crafty enough to really consistently break down and get to the cup and really force defenses to, think twice, making Jalen Brunson essentially, easy to take out of this game. All right. So tough game for Brunson, man. I mean, if you really want to see how crazy this game was, just go look at when Landry Shamet did the widest sidestep to get a three, and then you got Thompson, Asar Thompson out here, still flying out of nowhere, blocking his shot, blocking Josh Hart's layup. This team is this Pistons team is very good, very talented, but I can't make too much of it until we see what happens at the postseason, man. As we saw last year, this Knicks team lost to all the top teams last year, went 0-8, as we remember. And next thing you know, they get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm not going to I can't really predict what's going to happen. But looking at this, man, not great for the Knicks for tonight, but you knew it was going to be an uphill battle. What do you think, CK?
All that's well and good. I like we said right before we went live. I guess I was just disappointed with the others, in this game. It felt like once the second unit came in, that's when they really found their groove. Because Cade Cunningham was, at least until the second half, he really wasn't really doing too much in this one. And we mentioned, Jalen Duren being out, and I know everybody's throwing around, well, OG is not here and Cat's not here, so this is what we expect. I disagree with that, man. I really was looking to see guys step up in those roles with those opportunities, because though we were down two big pieces, and well, three if you want to include Deuce with the news we got there, we did get Hart to return. I understand he tweaked something and then went out later on in the night, but We did have Hart return. Shamit's coming off of some great nights and here and there, and all these guys are, making they've been stepping up in this 8-game win streak. And in a game like this is one of those things where you're looking for that championship DNA. You're looking for, all right, next man up, who's going to step up, even if it ended up in a loss. Not like this. We knew the story that happened last time we played Detroit, and the loss was identical. And then we do this again going to Detroit with that's where I'm disappointed at. I'm disappointed in seeing Sham go 2 for 7 in this one. I'm disappointed seeing Hart have the slow start. I get he's coming back from injury, but I thought that at least we would see the hustle Hart, him doing a little bit of everything. Even Mitch just looked like he was out of his element, which was crazy to me. Like Isaiah Stewart had himself a nice night, and it just seemed like he had a hard time. He was having a battle with Paul Reed, and I'm like, man, any other day of the week, my man Mitch out there, making Paul Reed look little, but Paul Reed today just got the best of him. And I was just like, yeah, this is a game we got to, turn off and get ready for Boston. So I guess I'm more disappointed in the fight from the team. I feel like there was just no level of fight. I don't care about who's missing and who didn't play. If we lost the game and it was a close one where, we at least saw effort, it was rough. It was a rough watch. Yeah. Good for Detroit. Glad you're up 2-0 in the series. Cool. I'm more disappointed with the just the dog aspect from this New York Knicks team. 8 games in a row, Alex, and that's how we lost the streak, brother. We lost it like that.
We lost it like that, man. And
almost a 40-point loss, and we're just okay with that. That doesn't sit right with me, bro.
I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with it. I just kind of like, at this point, what was there to really like? What was there? Who? Let me ask you this. Let me push back a little bit. Who were you expecting to show up really in this game to really help Jalen Brunson offensively outside Bridges? Who?
Landry Shaman and Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson, trade deadline's done. That's out the window. You made it. You're here. You survived. So now you have an opportunity with the Deuce news. We just traded for Alvarado. So this is your opportunity now to prove you, Alex, and CK, myself, right, that you should be back in the rotation. I felt like this was the perfect open invite for him to go out there and play out. But he looked very timid tonight. He went the whole first half with one shot. He made it, but that was it. And then on top of that was in a bit of foul trouble and it was non-existent. So I mean, at the very least, if he went at least full Jalen Brunson and was and even chucking, to a degree, not saying we want that, but to a degree, at least showing some aggression to find his offense, then at the very least, all right, bet he's trying. But to have the one shot, be in foul trouble, just looked like he was existing, wasn't cool with that. At least, with Landry Shaman, we got effort defensively. We were doing the little scrappy things that he does, but he can't let him off the hook. Now he's a fixture in the rotation. So he went 2 for 7. We go hard on a lot of these other guys when they have bad shooting nights. We got to start putting Shaman in that same light. So to answer your question, I'm looking at Shaman. I'm looking at him to go up there and step up. Same thing I just said about Clarkson. Guys are missing in your spot. Go get yours. Didn't really do that today. And to your point, the defense is going to be heavy on Brunson. They were, even with Bridges scoring as well as he did. They, like you said, they didn't really take him serious as a threat. So that means there's open opportunity for other people. But instead, other way around, we got Jenkins out there cooking us, and we weren't doing much cooking on the other side. So yeah, that'd be my answer to you. I'm looking at Clarkson and I'm looking at Shaman. We got to be honest. We got to look them at that. Like, this is the role now, because Deuce ain't walking through that door for another few weeks. Yeah, hopefully we get OG back. But this was your chance. This is your opportunity, and especially in a game against Detroit, knowing the situation from last time, man, that's juicing me up. I'm about to go crazy. Like this is my opportunity. Clarkson tweeted out not too long ago talking about, I still got some left in the tank. Really? Where? Because we believed in you. Me and Alex came on this show, talked about how, yeah, Jordan Clarkson's going to find himself back in the lineup. I don't know if I feel that way anymore, because this was a prime opportunity. I don't think he took advantage. So that's my answer. Shamet and Clarkson were the two I would look at, where I thought that they would at least give us some more effort offensively, and we didn't really get that.
I can get behind the Clarkson one. I don't really think I can get behind the Sham one, just because he's really a guy who he benefits out of guys who can create and collapse defenses. So like, you really need somebody like Brunson to get it going. And some of those shots that he was taking tonight are not really like the crazy sidestep that I've been going to, Like, I'm not expecting him to hit that, like, a lot of the time. Like, if he gets it, great, but he's not a guy that's gonna create for himself and alleviate the situation. To me, this is more of a what Cade did tonight for everybody else. You need Jalen Brunson to do what Cade did tonight, which is Cade didn't have a great shooting night. Cade shot 4 of 11, didn't even get to the free throw line that much. Only had 11 points in this matchup, so was he the reason that, from an offensive standpoint? I would say yes, because he created for others and he was able to like get guys going and then got other guys involved who got the confidence, like that Duncan Robinson pass to Isaiah Stewart. So I'm
Yeah.
looking at Brunson for this one where he tried. I'm not going to say he didn't. He tried to get guys involved, man. But when you try to get guys involved and guys aren't hitting their shots, it's just going to be a spiraling effect where, yeah, like, could Andrew Sham hit some more shots? Yeah, but they were smothering him too, man. He had to do stuff that he isn't capable with. I'll get behind the Clarkson though, because Clarkson's a guy that you brought in here to go be able to create for himself. And as you mentioned, first half, you get an opportunity. You only have one shot where we're looking for some instant offense, and you're not giving us instant offense. That's sad, man. That is sad. I don't know, man. For me, it's just kind of like seeing what the Knicks did last year after getting whooped by the Celtics, whooped by the Thunder, just like keep going down that list, whooped by the Cavs. It's like, could this team do it? I just kind of like, part of me is like, I could be irritated, but part of me is like, these guys could do it again this year. And I just can't really I don't know what to make out of it when you don't have Towns and OG. If this was with OG and Towns, I'd be very alarmed. I'd tell you that I'd be very alarmed. But I it's tough, man. Even Josh Hart, he tweaked his ankle, and I'm like, was even 100% coming into this one because he didn't even play against Denver. There's just, I think for me, there's a lot of like too many ifs in this game, too many things missing to really be like, I don't like losing by this. I'm not saying it's okay to lose by this. They need to go out there and compete better. What they did in the first quarter, they should have been able to translate that to a defensive aspect against Detroit, and they let go of the rope from that angle. So I guess if anything, defensively is where I'm let down in this team, because this could have been a bloodbath where you could have been just fighting shots all night long. If you don't have the offense going, figure it out defensively and slow these guys down. So outside of Clarkson being a downer in this one, defense where they were, fantastic the last couple of weeks, right? Through that 8-game winning streak, they were
Number one.
top 10 in defensive rating, according to advanced stats by NBA.com.
Were
Now
we
you
number
just let up
one
118
during that win
points,
streak?
man.
I thought we were number one during that win streak
I mean, yeah,
in defensive
hey,
rating. No, I'm
I
just
believe.
saying.
I mean, I think against Denver, it would have just lowered it a little bit, just because they
Maybe.
allowed a little bit more points. But I'm just still saying, like, you're in the top 10, top 5, whatever it may be, and you let go of the rope like that defensively, not a good look, because even without OG, and you're not like, even without Cat, I still think you have the bodies out there to play some solid defense. That's probably the most irritating thing, is that defensively they didn't show up. And I see people in the chat saying y'all panicking again. I'm not panicking, man, but it is a
I think they're
letdown game.
talking to the chat, though. The chat's panicking. We
Okay.
ain't panicking. They talking to the chat, though. Yeah. Chat going crazy right now.
Yeah, I like what
I hear you.
shout
I hear you.
shout
I'm
to
still
MP
oh,
shout
go
to
ahead.
ZP Creation. He said 10 toes down, y'all. We all right. They just lost to the worst team last night. We okay. I don't know, man. It's just it's aggravating, because I want to come up here talk about good stuff about this team, man, and we're getting this game type again against Detroit, man.
Against
And the
Detroit.
thing is, too, here's the thing. We don't play the Pistons 4 times this year, so there's no way to like match up for like season series to like tie. Like, this is it. We lost it. And we got whooped in Detroit twice.
Yep. And they're just gonna be okay with it.
Who, the
I don't
Knicks
know.
are gonna be okay with it?
Yeah, man. You know why I say that? Because we would have seen a different, like I said, even if we had lost a different way, I would have rather us lost going out with the fight. There was no fight except for the first 5 minutes of the game. That was it. The rest of the game, even when we were trailing, even when because we know this team loves to, when we are trailing, this team does a good job at fighting back and giving us those, giving us some hope in some instances. We never got that once throughout this game. That's my issue. I understand everything that's being said. We were missing this night. You're right. I get you. I get you. But the fact that there was like zero fight throughout this entire game, how much of that can we really just blame on OG and Karl? You know what I mean? Like I just have a hard time with that. Me personally, I just have a hard time with saying not saying that it's over. I'm just saying like that is something I need this team to lock in on when it comes to like these kind of games. I get it's a regular season. I know people are going to say that, but like these kind of games when you're going up against the Detroits, the teams that you know that we're going to be on a measuring stick on, this should be or we're going to have a measuring stick with. I feel like this is the kind of game that you got to wake up with a little extra oomph in a regular season game for personally. So
I
the
agree
fact
with
that
you.
like we didn't fight at all, like they're just gonna have to be okay with it, and that sucks. Like you mentioned, because the opportunities aren't like how they used to be, where we get like those 4 times. Typically, it's like 3, but yeah, sometimes we get those 4 games a season. That's not the case this year. So
Yeah, and I
I
agree
don't
with
know.
you. I was on New
Sour
York
taste.
Post. Sorry to cut you off.
You're good. You're
I
good.
was on New York Post Sports this morning with our guy Brandon London, and he asked me what I thought about this game and the Boston game. I said, "Yo, you got to win this one tonight." This is prior to knowing that Cat and OG would be out, and if Alvarado would be available. Then when I started seeing this, I'm like, ah, man, this is gonna be a little bit of an uphill battle. Seeing that only Duran, because Duran didn't even play last game either when we played them. So
Nope.
it's like, and how much of it can I say? Knicks are hiding stuff and like trying to save for the postseason and stuff like that. I'm not even trying to play that game. It is disappointing though that you can't even get effort, and these guys are just kind of like, eh. But to
Bruh.
me, it's kind of like what they're doing though, man. They're just kind of like they're picking and choosing their battles. It's like, all right, do we really like empty the clip tonight to try to win this one?
Yeah.
Like while we're down, like that's kind of how I'm thinking that they're thinking at this point. Because the bigger
Yeah.
thing
No,
for
I
them
hear
is
you.
just is let's get to the postseason healthy. And I mean, at this point, the injury list just continues to grow. Like, let's just get to postseason healthy, and let's see what happens. But I think the biggest thing out of this CK is that the injury list is growing. You don't have McBride. Josh Hart's dealing with an ankle injury. Towns with a lacerated eye. He didn't play tonight, even though he came back and played against Denver. And
Denver.
then OG missed time tonight. And then I'm just wondering, like, all right, is this but what is between maintenance and what is between like an actual concern? You know what I mean? Because if the goal is to get to this team to the postseason healthy, looking a little shaky at this point, my man.
Understand. It's an understatement.
Looking a little shaky, and look, this team needs. Like I said, this is a top heavy team. Even though we keep saying this team has depth, you need all 5 of those starters to be in this rotation to have a legitimate chance. You cannot have one of those guys missing. It just throws everything off. You can't miss Cat. You can't miss OG. Can't miss Bridges. You can't even miss Mitch. Not having Deuce. Hopefully he comes back for the playoffs. Like, that's still going to hurt. Like, you need all those guys, man. You need all of them. They all offer something different that helps push this team forward. And missing any one of them, really weakens this Knicks team's chance of getting to the NBA Finals, man. So that's the biggest takeaway for me. How worried are you about this injury list that's growing right now on a
Uh,
scale of 1
I,
to 10?
okay. Okay. I'm gonna stay. No, I gotta elevate because of with Hart today. But with OG and Cat, I'm not too worried about it because I feel like Cat's was more of a safety precaution. I feel like it probably could have been he could have gone, but they're like, we don't want it with the swelling and we don't want it to open back up and blah blah blah. So, but with the elevation with Hart not
Isaiah
being
Stewart throwing
sure,
some elbows.
you know what I'm saying? And Paul Reed out here stepping on ankles and twerking on Mitch Robinson, but that's a conversation for another day. Yeah, I'm gonna elevate because I said 5 last time we talked about this, right? So I'm gonna elevate to a 6 just for the fact of what you said earlier. Like, do we know how good Josh Hart is? You know what I mean? Because it's don't forget the thing that happened with Deuce. It kind of came out of nowhere. Kind of like we didn't have that same ankle on the radar. We thought once we came back, oh, we're good. But then he randomly sat out, and then the rumors like, oh, he's getting traded. No, he was nursing that same ankle again, and then it turned into what it turned into. And now we have the question, like with Hart, like how beat up is he actually? So with that, I would elevate to a 6. But I will say it again, as I always say, I'm glad this is happening in February, Alex, with the All-Star break right around the corner. You know what I mean? So
Tell me about
if
it.
there's a better time, this is the time for all of this to be going on right now with the injuries.
For sure. And look, even with these injuries, and it's not even just like this short time period. CK, this entire team has been battling injuries this entire season. Beginning of the year, we didn't have Mitch and Hart to start. You know, at some point we lost JB and OG. At some point, Josh Hart goes back out again. You lose McBride. Shamit goes out. You know, the team has just been cycling through injuries this entire season. And look, kudos to them. They've been able to stay and compete. And right now they are, let's see, I don't know if Boston won or not tonight. So Knicks are now third now that Boston won tonight. Knicks dropped from being second in the Eastern Conference to third. And they're now 5.5 games back behind Detroit, 1 game behind Boston. But still, even with everything they're going through, they got 33 wins, 19 losses. Very impressive for a team that's dealt with a lot of injuries this season. But they got to get healthy for the postseason, man. And so you're at a 6. I'm at a 5. It's starting to rise a little bit.
So we both elevated 1 because you were at a 4 yesterday. Or
yeah,
last
but
time. So we both
it's
went
like,
up 1.
yeah, I mean, look, Josh Hart getting hurt again. I mean, look, the thing about Josh Hart's injury is that he was running and then you see him like grimace and you're like, damn, man, like what is going on here?
Exactly. Right.
So, man, the injury bug is hitting this team hard, unlike last year, and something definitely to keep an eye out for as the season continues because, once again, need this team to be healthy. You need everybody, man. Need everybody to be healthy by the time that we get to the postseason. Salute to Knicks Nation. Thank you all for tuning for another KFTV post-game live. The New York Knicks sadly lost this one 118-80. CP is on his way, and look, CK, couldn't stomach this loss, but you know what you should stomach? Z-Biotics. And let me tell you something about Z-Biotics, people. The holidays are gone, but that doesn't mean that gatherings, dinners, and celebrations don't continue. And for a lot of us, we have a couple of drinks during those times. But we also have things to do after we drink, okay? Whether it's working out, errands, family commitments, the whole thing, all right? We still have stuff to do after a night of drinking. And that's why I use Z-Biotics, the pre-alcohol probiotic drink. This is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic designed by PhD scientists. Here's the science. When you drink, your body creates an unwanted byproduct in the gut. Z-Biotics is engineered to break that byproduct down so you can wake up feeling good and ready to go the next morning. Just make it your first drink of the night. Take care of yourself, hydrate, and you're setting yourself up for a better tomorrow. I used it before a recent night out, and the next morning, I was up early, got my workout in, got my work done, no issues. Made a noticeable difference. So if you want to feel your best during the busiest time of the year, which is every day in this case, grab some Z-Biotics. Go to zbiotics.com/KFTV and use that promo code KFTV for 15% off your first order. That's zbiotics.com/KFTV. Make the most of every toast this year. Just don't forget Z-Biotics. All right, man. We're going to get to some callers, but, I will say if we're going to go talk about the bench, CK, if there's anybody that, did give us some inspiration, I guess, it could have been McCullough. Came out there with the hustle, man.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Pacome.
Oh, geez. Come on now.
I was trying so hard to give you a straight face. I'm so sorry.
That would give me a break. Welcome, Pacome. You're back on the team. You made it past the trade deadline. Congratulations.
Yep, and use some VC on an arm sleeve, man. Shout out to him, man. He got himself a little arm sleeve now, man.
Yeah, man. But look, there's really not much to take away from this game, which is sad, man. But what?
No, I'm agreeing. There's nothing. I'm saying no. There's absolutely nothing to take away at all. We just gotta act like it didn't happen. And just be ready for Boston. No, sorry.
And that's the thing, man. They got to bounce back, and I hope that everybody is back for that game. and can just continue to fight throughout the standings. And I guess let me ask the people in the chat: are you worried about Detroit right now? Are you worried about the Detroit Pistons? Did tonight's game, even being shorthanded, give you some concerns about this Knicks team? Let us know in the chat, man. CK, did this game give you any concerns moving forward?
No. I just, like I said, I just hate how little we took, seriously, we took in here. But no, in a playoff series, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. So no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not. Got to see it, man. Got to see it. Just got to see it in the postseason. But I'm not worried either. Like I said, this team went through its own things last year, and they still showed up. I will say this though: Knicks better be more aggressive and more ready for the physical matchup that is Detroit, though, because
Amen.
let me tell you this: this team is making it look easy the way they compete. And the other thing I'll say is this too: stop complaining about fouls. You know how this team plays. Like, can we just stop? Can we just stop at this point? It's just really aggravating where everyone's like, "That's not a foul. That's not a foul." Like, yo, they're going to do this. Every team does. They do this to everybody, man. Everyone gets frustrated, and that's their whole game plan: is to get you uncomfortable and out of your mental by doing this. So you got to do it right back. You got to play the same game. You got to have that same mental fortitude. You got to have that same grittiness. And especially in the postseason, they're not going to be calling a lot. So stop throwing your hands up in the air. Stop looking for every single foul. Just play the game. You'll get the fouls that you earned. Stop crying for it. Stop. Just stop, man. It's really, because what it does is at this point, it's like you lose focus of what's actually happening on the court because you're looking at the ref trying to complain and argue for something where if you're not going to get it, don't be surprised the next time that you're not going to get it. You know when you should talk about it? When there's a timeout, when there's a break in play. Go talk to the ref about it then. Not in the middle of the game when you got to get back on defense in transition and I'm watching Asar Thompson just go out there and get easy layups. You know what I mean? Like that's the stuff that really bothers the living daylights out of me. Stop with it. Just stop. They're not going to call it. Relax.
Play the game. Yep.
Bothersome, CK. It really is bothersome at times.
Yeah, no. And we thought that they were gonna minimize it this year because that was a problem for us last year as well. But no, still there. So I completely agree.
Still there, man. Absolutely,
not a winning battle.
Still there. But CK, let's get to some callers because there's clearly no player of the game tonight. No role player of the game tonight. You could have thrown me and CK out there for all it mattered. So let's get to.
I would have fouled out. I'm telling you that right now. I would have fouled out at the very least. You getting something out of me? Was that Denzel Cole? I'm leaving here with something. I'm fouling out. Yeah, facts.
Oh man,
Jenkins.
Got to do something, right? Got to do something.
But
man, let's get to Knicksfix, man. Knicksfix, how you feeling after tonight, bro?
Alex, CK, what's going on, fellas?
Miserable, man, because we just watched the Knicks get mollywopped yet again from Detroit. So not great. How are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, this one is tough to take away anything from. I mean, as soon as I saw that OG and Cat were out the game, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to the watch party. I mean, yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, all right, man, they're gonna get blown out. And then what you see is basically if anything you could take away is OG, OG has these hard cuts diagonally, or he spots up in that corner, so he gets a three. And then you have Mikhail also leaking backdoor for cuts too. So once you take away OG and then Cat, you have to respect the three. So that's why if you see Detroit, they just basically loaded up on Brunson. So yeah, the physicality that Osir Thompson played on him was coupled with the fact that he's also seeing double teams, triple teams as he's getting inside, So that wears you down over time, which is why he goes 0 for 8 in the first half. So I don't know. I mean, I'll take this one with a grain of salt, but I didn't expect the team to lose again by another. What was it? They were down 40 at one point. You gotta come out with some. I mean, you can't get the doors blown off, bro. The Wizards beat this team last night. That was the only thing I was disappointed in, man. It's and then the other thing is I feel Alvarado when he plays, he's gonna have to eat Clarkson's minutes because Clarkson is just a net negative. So yeah, I feel like the injury bug is starting to hit us. We got to get to All-Star break, but I mean we got to get healthy, man. Because I don't know what's up with OG. OG's got like what toe stiffness or something like that.
I don't even know what to even classify that as, man. I saw that, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm just taking it as maintenance.
Yeah, and I mean he didn't even travel with the team, so he's not gonna be there. I don't think he's gonna be in the Boston game. So let's just make it to All-Star break and then take it from there. I really want to see Alvarado though. Let's see. Like let's just chalk this one up. I mean, the other thing is too, bro, guys. I hope that the Cavs play this team in the second round, so that at least they can get banged up a little bit. Stay up, fellas. I'll see you on Sunday.
All right, catch you later, Knicksfix. Always appreciate the call, my man. So look, Alvarado. Let's have that conversation, man, because I didn't really give my take on it. Not sure if you gave your take on Alvarado, but I definitely do like the signing. I see that there's some who are questioning the trade, not signing, the trade, I should say. Some are questioning the trade. I'm happy with the trade. You definitely needed another guy who would be an aggressor off the bench, another playmaker, another good 3-point shooter. I like the move, man. We need another guy who'd be able to bring up the ball, and still what we see with Kolek and Brunson, you could see that with Alvarado and Brunson, where Brunson could play off ball from Alvarado, and Alvarado could set him up or Cat up. I do like that trade. I do like that trade for this team, man, and especially with the McBride news, where he's going to be missing some time. I think they said the recovery period is anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks. Definitely a good pickup because we were about to miss somebody who, our best perimeter defender, guy who picks up 94 feet. You will get that from Alvarado. We'll see how great he is at the perimeter defense. I think he's a good pesky defender. And he's an aggravator, man. He'll get under your skin. He'll throw you off your game. I like that. You need a little bit of you need an edge like that, man, on the team. Where we were missing something like that. Like Dante. Get under somebody's skin, man. Make them aggravated. Make them lose their cool.
Sure. I mean, I love the little amount we had to give to get him more so than the move itself. I said it to you. I said it before. I'm not crazy about it. I get why a lot of people are. I hear everything you said. I feel like he did do those things. It was just inconsistent when he was with the Pelicans. I know that he had a fun rookie year and all that fun stuff, but I really hope that he comes here and he comes home. So he's built up. He's ready to go. He's going to give it his all and stuff like that. If we get that version of him, yeah, we got a dog. I'm really excited about it. But it's one of those things that I'm going to wait and see. But I just love the way we went about getting him because we were talking about it. We were like, will we have to give up a Clarkson? Will we have to give up a Kolek? And da-da-da-da. We haven't given him nothing but Yabusele in a few seconds. Shout out to Dalen Terry for his short tenure as a Knick. He played a big part in getting him.
Baby. Once a Knick, always a Knick.
You know what I'm talking about, yeah. So I love what it took to get him, and yeah, I really hope that he, and I think he will. But I really hope he shows that pride and that excitement of playing for that team that he looked up to as a kid. And yeah, if we get that version of him, man, yeah, I agree with what you said. We're gonna get a pesky dog, that irritant that we always have to deal with on the other side. Now we're gonna have one on our side that's gonna get under some player's skin, and that's gonna be vital in the playoffs. So. Yeah, it's more of a wait and see for me, but it's more on the positive than negative.
I think for Alvarado, looking at his inconsistency, I could say look at the Pelicans and that they're an inconsistent team. You didn't always have.
And I hope that's all it
healthy.
is. Yeah, 100%.
I would, 100%. And I would expect him to have the same struggles here, like what we saw tonight. I don't expect him to come in here and be the guy that solves everything. Like, oh look, they're like maybe he goes on a heater tonight, but I don't expect him to solve all the issues that we have tonight. But what I do expect is that he should be able to play better with better talent around him than what he had in New Orleans. And not saying like I like Trey Murphy, like Herb Jones, Zion's obviously good, but they were all never you never got a long stretch of a long stretch where those guys were all together on the court, and that he would be able to benefit from having a lot of talent around him. I think with this team, as long as these guys stay healthy, that's the key thing, man. I think he can get some. I think you can benefit from these guys around here. So I like it.
Yeah.
With you though, to wait and see. Not saying it's the greatest thing, but I think it's good, especially with the Deuce news, man. I was really looking forward to seeing him and Deuce being out there on the perimeter at the same time. I felt like that would have been a lot of fun. Two
Well,
guys.
Deuce isn't
point
dead.
attack.
It can still happen. It can still happen.
I know. I'm not. I'm not saying. Yeah. No, I get that.
I get what you're saying. You wanted to see it right away. I get what you're saying.
Now, man, can I see it now?
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
I want it now.
I get you.
Come on, man. But yeah, I like the Alvarado trade, man. I thought it was a good, savvy move to get him over here. We just needed. I think we still need a center, obviously. Let's see what the buyout market looks like. I think that's going to be the next big thing, is seeing if they can get some centers from the buyout market.
Are there any names of note at the big in the buyout? Because everybody I'm looking at is either, older veteran player, but they're all, I guess some wings and guards. Are there any bigs that I'm missing out on in the buyout market?
Kevin Love, does that interest you?
Uh-huh. That's it.
I think let's pull it up, man. I don't have the full list in front of me.
Because we were talking about it during the play-by-play, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, a lot of the names I'm coming up with are, the Middletons, the Thybulls, people talking about Haywood Highsmith, and I understand, but like a lot of the names, everybody's guards or wing, which again, I would like to look at the wing as well. But yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the bigs, and I couldn't really think of any. Kenny Anderson, I wouldn't count him. Slow-mo, whatever his name is. But yeah, I can't think of any bigs.
Shout out to Yossi Goslin, who is the creator of the Third Apron. He's been on the show many a times with CP breaking down the cap. Here's some guys that he has on the buyout market. Potential guys on the buyout market. Kevin Looney would be a guy that let's see.
Okay. I'm interested in that. Yeah, I'm interested in that.
Let's see. I think he said
Zay said Ben Simmons
bought out. So in his newsletter, the Third Apron said these are players who could get bought out, but probably won't. Most of them have an additional non-guaranteed year left on their contract, which complicates things. Most of these players might avoid a buyout so they can have a chance of making some or most of their non-guaranteed money for next season. On that list, they have Kevon Looney, who I like, Kyle Anderson, Terry Rozier, Bradley Beal, Nicholas Batum. That's another good option. Brooke Lopez, not a bad idea either. Bogdan Bogdanovic, D'Lo, C.J. McCollum, and DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, a lot of guards.
A lot of guards, but I think out of everyone, I think Kevin Love from the Utah Jazz would be an interesting one.
Think so, huh? You'd entertain that?
2 minutes here and there, why not? Guy who can knock down some threes, stretch the floor. If you're the Knicks and you're trying to lean into some offense, not a bad option. Kevon Looney would be my top though.
Yeah,
Get a traditional big.
Yeah, he sets a mean screen, so Jalen Brunson could thrive off of that. Or if you want to just talk about just the bench side, I was just about to say Deuce, but we don't have Deuce. But that's a thing that I feel like people like the casual fan is gonna really celebrate. But yeah, for a big that rebounds the way he does and also has the ability to get players open the way he can, I like Kevon Looney. But again, those are all maybes and could be.
Yeah, these are all maybes,
not guarantees. Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are all maybes. I mean, Brooke Lopez, I know he moves like molasses at this point, but I would still, because God knows what the Clippers are doing.
Amen.
So if he shakes loose, he'd be another center option to look at. Just because he can somewhat space the floor still.
Yeah.
Is he going to be the best defensive center that he once was?
That part.
No, but if you're looking for like just depth, right?
Sure.
Like, I don't know. Were you thrilled about Porty's minutes tonight? Because I kind of was underwhelmed.
Yeah, he did not play after all the fun we had in that Washington game, right?
Yeah,
out here was a dud. Yeah.
And look, I'm not saying Brooke is going to be the answer for depth when it comes to facing the Detroit Pistons, but if you just want a savvy veteran presence, that's a guy I'd be looking at. So Looney, Lopez, Kevin Love, like we need some depth, man, at the big position.
Yeah.
I wish they were able to address that by the trade deadline.
But I think it was the same problem, just not many options.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe you could have had the conversation. Maybe that Vucevic could have been a guy we looked at or something like that. But I think Missy was as far as we went, and we heard Ian Begley talk about. I'm sure we tried all the avenues to try to get both him and Alvarado here, and it just didn't work out. But yeah, I don't know. The names all the names I'm looking at in the buyout market are all wings, but I agree. I would like that. I just don't feel like, me personally, man, I would love some depth defensively off the bench. Personally, I just feel like we run a risk with like those Kevin Loves and the Brook Lopez of just making things even more difficult for us defensively when that's already a problem that we've been so inconsistent with all season. And I don't know if I'm willing to to try and add on to that, especially when the playoffs come around and we're going to need to lock down a little bit more on the defensive side. So yeah, that's why I like Looney in that of those options. I don't know if I'm willing to take a chance on Lopez or Love personally.
Well, you got CP in the chat saying Brook Lopez washed.
Yeah, I'm good on that too.
Look, there's not many options, man.
I hear you.
Many options. Looney is my top choice out of everybody. I would love to see if he becomes available, go out there and get him.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be fantastic. But I'm just saying, look, there's not many options out there, man.
Yeah.
Not many options.
Also, shout out to Kyle Anderson. I actually called him Kenny Anderson. I forgot what year we're in. My fault.
Kenny Anderson. Kyle Anderson. Slow-mo.
Yeah, my fault. Slow-mo. Wrong player.
All right, man. Let's get to some of these super chats, man. Shout out to the people for being here. Shout out to Knicks Nation. Appreciate all of you for being here on a down night of the New York Knicks losing to the Detroit Pistons 118-80. Shout out to Sweet 58D for becoming a franchise channel member. Shout out to you. Shout out to Ray Nobleza with the $5 super chat. Says, with us being shorthanded, I didn't expect us to win, but to lose this bad is embarrassing. Amen. Looked like they gave up in the end of the first quarter. Yeah, defensively, they let go of the rope, man. This team just gets invigorated when their shots are falling down, and when they're not falling, the defense is just hard to sustain for this team. It's kind of they gotta figure that out, man. Because once it gets to the postseason, if you're not having a good shooting night, it's gonna be defense, man. Defense is gonna carry it for a long part of those stretches until you figure it out. So gotta turn that corner. We got Vic from the Sty. Shout out to you for being a franchise channel member and the $2 super chat. He said, this is on Brown. We looked unprepared out there. Kind of did. I'll say this. From a defensive standpoint, I had no idea what they were trying to do out there. I had no idea who they were trying to stop. It was a bit confusing. But at that same time, it goes to the players too. Who you guarding? What are you going to do out there? So a little bit of not a little bit, just a lackluster performance. No, not even a little bit.
I'm already on Sunday. I moved on. Celtics, let's go.
Like Belichick, huh? On to
yeah,
Cincinnati.
Ain't nothing to take away from this. They didn't care, so why should I? Celtics, let's go Sunday.
I mean, they even gave Kevin Huerter some run in the garbage time minutes. That was just disgraceful.
Bro, he got a standing ovation. I was so ready to cut off the play-by-play. Yeah, Sunday, Boston. Let's go. I'm over it.
Shout out to Phil with the $5 super chat. Said this team learned to not worried about season. This team's learning not to worry about season games. We had a rotation of Clarkson, Kolek, McCullough, McCall, and Huck Porty. That's a brutal rotation. But that's what happened. This is why I'm saying you cannot miss anybody. Because when you are missing guys, these are the lineups that are getting thrown out there. Shout out to Do Things. Shout out to you, Do Things, for being a franchise channel member for 32 months. Said Alex CKCP. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't gritty. It was itty. Ishy. Oh, how about that? There we go. With the laughing, crying emojis. I'll appreciate call myself. We'll be fine though. Salute. No, I'm not reading that hashtag. I'm not reading your favorite football team. All right, that's nastiness. We ain't gonna support that around here. We'll not support any New England team. That is ridiculous. Shout out to DJ Edsy with the $10 pound. Said milk and 2 sugars, please. Huck looked lost out there tonight. He couldn't even put the effort to tuck his shirt in. We need a veteran big man with championship experience. Love, Lopez, or Looney. Give me Looney. Love and Lopez are kind of like tied. I could go either way.
Yeah.
Ah, man. Well, when CP gets back, I'm very curious to hear how this watch party went. Very curious to get his takes on the game. But damn, man. This team, man, I really just don't get it at times. I just really don't get it at times. Can you at least give us something? It feels like the meme where like you're the guy with a stick saying do something. Just poking at the object, like, hey, can you do something around here? That'd be pretty nice.
Answer was
that would be pretty nice. But before CP gets here, CK, let's get to key stats of the night, brought to you by DraftKings. Let's just get this section over with, man, because you already know what it is. So Knicks tonight lost this one 118-80. We had the Knicks losing the rebounding battle 44-35. They would lose the assist battle 31-22. They would lose the steal battle 10-6. They lost the block battle 6-1. They lost the turnover battle 12-13. They lost all shooting percentages, field goal, 3-point, and free throw, because the Pistons shot 53 from the field. Knicks shot 35 from the field. Pistons shot 43% from downtown. Knicks shot 24% from downtown. Pistons shot 87% from the free throw line. At least the Knicks shot 82% from the free throw line. I'll take that. Knicks would then lose the fast break battle 19-11. They would also lose the second chance opportunity 9-8, and they would also lose points in the paint 40-34. Wow, this is a clean sweep, baby. I don't think I've ever seen this Knicks team lose every single team statistical category in one night. Holy cow. Can we get bingo? I mean, if this was just a wire-to-wire victory at this point, the Knicks didn't lead at any point in this game. Good Lord. But yeah, those are the key stats of the night. Any takeaways for you, CK?
My key stat is the final score, because that means the game was over and we can move on to the next one. I'm moving on. There was not one positive stat, sir.
Good Lord, man. Absolutely good Lord. Look, I think the biggest takeaway for me is that it was just all bad. There's really, you can't even look at any one stat. It was just all bad. I think from this whole thing, what you could take away is that the Knicks didn't even put forth any effort to really go out there and get something tangible in this matchup, man. And that's probably like the biggest thing I could take away from this game, is that out of all the things, you could at least try to, like, I don't know, try to battle on the boards. It just lacked hustle, man. Lacked absolute hustle from this team. And can't be having that, obviously, moving forward. This team kind of mailed it in. They essentially, just because they knew they were without their guys. And that's my biggest takeaway from it. That's my biggest takeaway from this matchup, man. They were just not in it to win it. So there you have it. And this is brought to you by our sponsor, DraftKings. All right, shout out to DraftKings, man. Shout out to our sponsor, DraftKings, man. Let me tell you something about DraftKings. As my computer is loading and killing me with getting this thing up and running. But hey, that is just what DraftKings does at times. But, oh, thank God, now it opened. So shout out to DraftKings, man. The NBA's biggest stars deliver the biggest moments, except for tonight. Our stars did not deliver tonight. But nevertheless, with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, you can cash in when they take over. DraftKings has your back with early exit. If your player goes down at any time in the first half, you still get paid in cash. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use that promo code KFTV. New customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly with that promo code KFTV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus is in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. So remember, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use that promo code KFTV. New customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly with that promo code KFTV. Remember, the crown is yours. All right, man. Back to it.
Back to it.
Back to it, man. What do we need to see, man? What do we need to see for the rest of this team? I mean, do you feel like it's just kind of like, where's this team? Is this team in cruise control? Is this how you feeling about the season?
I mean, overall, I don't even know if I can say that because we can't forget we just came off of one of the hottest stretches for this team all season in this 8-game run. We can go down a list of all the stats that we were, if not leading in the NBA, top 5 in the NBA in this 8-game streak. So I guess that's why I'm so irritated about this loss. Like, so I can't even say we're in cruise control because did we just hit the cruise control button today? Because we weren't in cruise control for the last, end of January, beginning of this month. So I don't know if we're just trying to hobble on through into the All-Star break. I guess we'll find out because we got Boston on Sunday. We'll see which level of intensity we decide to play with on that one. But I can't just act like the last 8 games didn't happen and then this is the way we decided to end the streak. So I don't know if I could say we're in cruise control because we weren't. We just hit the brakes hard, man, or just jumped out the car without hitting the brakes. Like I can't even say we're in cruise control. I don't know. I don't know, man. We'll see what we see on Sunday.
I don't know. I kind of feel like this team is, even with it when they're winning games, kind of feels like they're like picking and choosing like where to go at times. That's kind of how I mean by like
That's fair.
Cruise control. They're like, we'll go all out for this one, and then we'll just, take a backseat in this one. But you know what? Let's get the opinion of the captain, man. Let's get the opinion of the franchise, man. CP is with us, man, through the Discord tonight. CP, how you doing, bro? How you feeling?
What's good, my dudes? How we feeling,
man? Miserable because the Knicks just got whooped again by the Pistons.
Yeah, it was a bum night, man. It was an absolute bum night. It was so funny because a couple nights ago, a caller was like, "Yeah," or maybe it was last night, or the night after the post game when they beat the Nuggets, and some caller was like, "Yeah, they're going to be playing the Pistons second night of a back-to-back, so we should be all right." And I was like, I don't think so, buddy. I'm pretty sure the first time that they played the Pistons were on the second night of a back-to-back, and they still got watched by 30. So,
did you see that stat? Do you see that stat for the Pistons? They're 8-1 on second nights of back-to-backs.
Yeah, they're a young team, man. That don't matter. That matters for the old guys, for the guys that want to pace themselves. These guys are running Indy 500 every single night.
Right.
And look, man, like whatever super chat was like, "Oh, it's Mike Brown." Look, we always want to blame the coach whenever they get work like this. Listen, man, they ran into a doghouse and got mauled. Let's just keep it real, bro. Mike Brown can't save them. Mike Brown can't save them, bro. If Cap ain't going, this team is not winning. Period. You had no Cap, no nothing. If Jalen is not, Asar ate him alive, bro. Mike Brown is not saving that. He ate him alive, bro. And that defense smothered him, and they got demoralized. I mean, that's just point blank, period. If you lose the non-Cade minutes with this team is outscoring you by 15 points, what do you expect it done? You can't blink against this team. You cannot afford to go down and just be chucking up threes, because the minute like you do that and you catch the floor's off balance, they're going to run you out the gym. They know the Knicks' weakness. They can't keep up with the speed and athleticism of this team. And that is why they put relentless pressure on the Knicks. Their defense was insane tonight. starting with Cap. Asar ate him up. Let's just keep it a buck. They shut him down. They shut him down. And at his size, Asar is looking crazy out there. His arms is almost touching the floor. So, like, the Knicks had no counters. Like, if Cap ain't going, it's over with. So, but to me, the difference, the turning point was those non-Cade minutes. When Cade picked up the foul trouble, Janice Jenkins, once again, running and gunning. Who else did they have? Like, literally everybody on that second unit.
It was all
Ron Holland, Tobias, like Paul Reed was getting Mitchie tonight. And he's getting into Mitchie's head. Mitch got to reel it back. You got to dial it back, man. He's getting into his head. I see Mitchie trying to like smother Paul Reed at the 3-point line. Like, that's not necessary. But yeah, I mean, once that the non-Cade minutes, once the bench, what was the bench scoring like when the game was in hand, like 47-20?
Yeah, I mean the bench did the most. The bench
Killed him.
Between all of the starters, even the Detroit starters, was doing the most damage.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I'm gonna throw this guy's name out there, not as a savior, but I'm talking about as a compete level. This is why, like, you go out and go get like an Alvarado type of player, because I look at a Jenkins in like that same vein where it's just like, yo, you need killers out there, man. Like, this is another game, and again, I'm not gonna blame Tyler or anything like that because the game was already out of hand by the time he even got in the game. But like, you could see where they're just running at two different speeds of intensity and pressure and compete and energy. Like, it's just two different levels of athleticism. Like, you got to be able to match that compete level first. But with the problem with the Knicks was like you couldn't even get downhill. Forget about meeting Stewart at the rim with the rim deterrence. You couldn't even get there. That's how good their defense was, bro. That's how good. When we're running pick and roll and we're running along the sideline, they're sending 3 guys at our ball handlers. You can't see. You can't move the ball. You can't get any ball reversals. They smothered the Knicks tonight defensively. It was a masterclass. So yes, in a way, yes, Brown has work to do in terms of figuring out those counters. But if you're not making your shots against this team, it's going to be a long night. And their defense, bro, they forced Cap into crazy shots tonight. Crazy shots. I don't think, man. Nothing. The 2 shots that he got comfortably were the 2 shots that he hit back-to-back in that third quarter. Everything else, he was running for his life from Asar. Couldn't shake him. So it's like, even if you bring Cat in there and all of that, like, it's gonna be tough against this team, man. They're gonna have to make shots, and at the same time, like, once they get you in a frenzy, then now the Knicks are on their heels. So like Clyde said in the telecast, like, the Knicks aren't turning them over. Pistons are 22nd in the league in turnovers. You can turn them over, but once they have that momentum, now you're on your heels as an already average defense, and they're killing you. It wasn't even Cade that killed you tonight. It was literally everybody else. LeVert, that was the other name I was missing. Karis LeVert, a guy who continues to kill the Knicks. Again, killed the Knicks tonight. I mean, they had Javonte Green, who's like a career 30% 3-point shooter, looking like a splash brother out there. I mean, yeah, on one hand, their 3-point shooting was just out of this world. It was way above their average. They punched way above their weight from 3. But a lot of that was because they got that momentum because their defense was so ferocious, man. Like, we just had no answers. There was no way to beat that team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it also goes down to, like, the Knicks still have a problem with guarding threes as well. And look, I know to your point that Cade wasn't like the offensive killer tonight, I felt like he still kept everybody involved. And that's the thing that is so good about Cade, right? It's like he can either take over or let his guys do the rest of the work. And that's something that I felt like we couldn't even get, even when Brunson was trying, right? Even getting smothered and just trying to get the ball moving quickly as possible. Nobody gave that answer for this Knicks team tonight. It was just, it's tough, man. And this is where I keep saying you cannot miss guys like OG, Cat, Hart. Like that 5 right there, going down to even Deuce and Mitch. You miss anybody, man. This team, it's really going to be a struggle for this team.
It's going to be a struggle, and so I still look at like against a team like this that is so aggressive defensively, you're gonna have to find shot creation elsewhere because I'm telling you, the way Asar is looking right now, he remembers getting embarrassed last year, man. They all have that chip on their shoulder against this team. And so if Cap is not effective, this is where I'm looking at like, they got to get McCall going with some looks in the mid range and get him flowing because that's that's going to be one of their few chances, man. McCall to me is still going to be that X factor for them in the playoffs. Just in terms of getting himself a mid range bucket. Hart, look, man, I give him credit. You had no OG, you had no Cat. He's trying to help this team. If he wasn't out there, they probably get washed by 60. But with the ankle thing, they got to be careful, man. He's not healthy. He's not right now. So I highly doubt he goes. He gives it a go against Boston. We'll see who's left. But they got to watch that, man, because you're already down Deuce. You can't afford to not have Hart at full strength. For that stretch running into the playoffs, he didn't look good at all, and then he re-injured himself several times in this game, so they had to shut him down. Shamet wasn't firing. That was another thing. Shamet wasn't firing.
Mhm.
Clarkson wasn't firing. He was off. So this is why you get the result that you get. They're a feast or famine team from three, but against this team, if your threes ain't hitting, it's hard to get those counters because they won't even let you get inside, much less test do it at the rim. So it's a tough night, man.
Absolutely a tough night. Are you concerned, CP, about these injuries? CK and I were talking about that earlier. Like, I mean, what we know and what we don't know at this point is just getting concerning because you mentioned Josh Hart, right? Like, Deuce
Yeah.
McBride seemed like he was fine when he came back from that ankle injury. Looked like he was firing on all cylinders, as you reported. He was getting more tests done to see if he needed surgery. Now he needs surgery. Now it's 6 to 8 weeks that he's most likely missing.
Right.
Are you worried with like Josh, Cat, OG guys being in and out of the lineup, or do you think it's just like it's just natural maintenance to keep these guys going until the postseason?
No, they're gonna be smart, like with Casey Smith and stuff. I mean, again, like the Hart thing is interesting because they're very conservative with everybody else, but they seem to kind of let him call the shots there. But I don't know if they're gonna change that because like I said, he's trying and he's trying to will his team, but he didn't look good. He wasn't moving well, and he was trying to put pressure on the defense, but with two bad ankles, kind of going to be hard to do. So you could see he needs an all-star break badly. So hopefully he can go somewhere, rest and recover. But the Deuce one is the most disappointing, obviously, man, because we don't even know if he's going to be back for the playoffs at all. So the Deuce one sucks for Deuce and for the team because he was playing so well. But
Oh,
look, I think Shamet could definitely make up for that 3-point production. We'll see what Alvarado does when he gets here, just in terms of what kind of energy, what type of spark he gives them. But look, I think he's. You see why when people are like, oh man, what's going to happen with Kolek? Tyler might have to sit and watch, man. This is a whole nother level of
so that
intensity.
that was my
He
question
might
for
have to
you.
watch.
That was
Yeah.
my question for you. So you just said Kolek, but are you concerned with Clarkson? I mean, post deadline, he had a game like he did today, and we got Alvarado on the way. My question was going to be: are you looking at giving Alvarado those Clarkson minutes, or are you going Kolek? You think Kolek should sit down and then let Alvarado take the spot? Which one are you looking at?
I think Alvarado's going to take Kolek's spot.
Kolek.
Clarkson, I mean, tonight, like you can kind of see where his age kind of caught up to him. Like he's another guy who doesn't have that. He doesn't have that same set. These guys are young dogs, man.
Yeah.
All like 23, 24. They're dogs. I mean, this dude Jenkins is coming out of nowhere, just fit in seamlessly with them. He's a killer, bro.
We saw him
And
during Summer
so,
League, CP. He was snatching
oh,
Cole's food during
he
that.
been eating
Yes,
he
that's
been eating
right.
Kolick food from summer league on down.
And I'm not
You
gonna
know?
lie, every time I see that matchup between him and Kolek, it's like he naturally has a dislike for Kolek.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
He naturally has a
Kolek must
dislike
have
for
said
Kolek.
something to because y'all know that small gym at summer league, that auxiliary gym,
Mhm.
is very small. You can hear everything out there. So
Everything, bro.
I
Yeah.
think Kolek might have insulted him a little bit, and he doesn't forget that.
Yeah.
He
But yeah,
acts like he doesn't forget it.
he's an impressive player. I don't know if they ended up because they had the decision to make in terms of converting his two-way deal because he had used up most of his days. I think he was down to like one more day. So I have to think that they're definitely going to bring him in. He's their backup point guard for sure.
Yeah.
But he's playing very, very good basketball. So look, man, give him credit, man. I was very impressed with their defense, their ability to dig and recover, their length, wingspan, all of that. I hope Bart Scott's not listening. I don't want to give him too much credit. And, Bart Scott was talking all that talk on ESPN radio today, but
Well, he's a
look, man,
Pistons fan. He's from Detroit, so I'm not surprised.
Pistons. That's your guy, Al. Are you conflicted? Were you
Right.
conflicted when you heard that?
Why am I conflicted, man? I'm a New
Well,
York
he was
fan, first
a
and
Jet.
foremost.
He was a Jet too, man. Can't wait. He was in the Jet uniform. He's one of you,
I
man.
mean, that was a great moment, man. Great moment, and it didn't amount to anything because we lost the next round to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So as we have that moment, there's no confliction here, as it is New York orange and blue skies all day. So
all right, no doubt. So yeah, I heard the conversation about Huck and all of that. Huck's he's a good kid. He's a good guy, man. But he's just too raw. Like he's not savvy enough right now to really man those. Man, honestly, I thought that they would have went to Jemison a little bit more, even though he's undersized. I just like he's built for that type of game. Jemison, he plays a rugged game. You know what I mean? Like I want to see Jemison against Paul Reed. I thought Brown would have went to him a little bit earlier. I wanted to see him out there. But I don't, like a Brook Lopez, I don't think Lopez is going to help, man. He got 2 bad feet. He's done. I mean, honestly, like against these type of hybrid type teams.
oh, it's tough for anybody, man, at this point.
Yeah.
The guys that we're talking about, on that buyout market list, man, they're I mean, that
they're
time
bought out for a reason.
There's a reason, exactly. They're not ready for this type of brand of basketball.
Right,
but I'm just saying, the thing that they will give you though is at least some veteran savviness, and who knows, maybe they can give you some like smarts while you're on the sideline that you're not even seeing. You know what I mean? Like that's all I'm saying at this point. Like if you get something, and if you even got Kevin Looney here, if you got something for 5 minutes out of him, God bless.
Yeah, they need something there. I think that's next up on the priorities on the buyout market. So we'll see who else is there. I mean, right now, there aren't really any attractive bigs. I mean, Mason Plumlee's out there, but I think he's pretty much done with all the injuries and all of that. And so I put my top 3 of who's available right now is Chris Boucher. I put Highsmith, and I put Plumlee 3rd. That's pretty much it right now. I think did Kevin Love get clipped already or no? I forgot.
I don't remember about Kevin Love getting
Keith Smith had dropped that list. He had dropped that list earlier yesterday, I think, of who's already bought out. So, but yeah, I put Boucher, Highsmith, and then Plumlee. So, not exactly an all-star team, but just some reinforcements, I guess. But yeah, throw this one in the garbage, get to Boston. Don't get embarrassed. Al, you'll be in the building, right?
Yeah, I'll be there, man. I'll be there for that one. So hopefully, while I'm there, they can at least put on a show and not something like this.
Yeah.
What's your record in Boston right now again, Alex? Aren't you undefeated?
Night.
In overtimes, I am 3-0.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you were asking about the watch party. Great time. Watch party is definitely a success. Great time. We had a lot of people there. We had a couple fly in all the way from LA. Some KFTV fan. Not to see us per se, but they were coming for something else. But they stopped in. They came straight from JFK to stop in for the watch party. So it's that type of vibe. But we had the upset of all upsets in the Name That Nick Challenge. Your boy Ari got sent home in the first round. It was the craziest upset that we had ever seen. The guy, the challenger didn't even know how to play. And he beat
crazy.
Ari.
Wow.
Yeah, Ari got cooked. I don't know if Ari was sauced up. I mean, it was only like 7:30. It was literally like 7:35. And he stumped Ari, man, in the Name That Nick Challenge. It was embarrassing, man.
What the guy went on? What name?
We did with the letter J. And he came out, I think he said like Jason Smith.
Oh,
and Ari
stumped
Ari. Ari stumbled, man.
That was it.
Yeah, like it only went like 4 or 5 names, and then Ari got cooked. He couldn't even name Josh Hart.
Yeah, wow.
John Starks. Like, yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad.
Or the thief.
Yeah.
Joakim Noah.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Joakim Noah. Yeah, Ari got watched. I think he left
got Jeremy Lin too, for for Jays.
Yeah, nobody said Linsanity. Yeah, I think he left after that, man. It was an upset of all upsets, and name that Nick history. So, yeah, there's that kind of night,
Jeez.
you know.
Jalen
There's
Brunson.
that
I mean,
kind of
come on, man.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I need Ari to say Julius Randle with his chest. That's what I
Oh
need.
man.
That's what I would have needed. Yeah.
But
Crazy. Wow.
Triple M pulled up. Yeah, it was nice. It was still cool, still a vibe to be had with the people that usually pop out. But yeah, wasn't much to celebrate in terms of the game. So it's one of them nights, man.
Facts.
One of them nights, man.
All good.
So
We'll get back at it the next time, man. It's all good.
yeah, we'll get them next time, man. But yeah, bum night. We'll throw it in the garbage. Get back to it Super Bowl Sunday. So Al, you're gonna be out, right? So no post game. I'll just do a quick rapid fire post game and so everybody could get ready for the Super Bowl and thing. But hopefully they win on Sunday.
Please.
Yes, for the love of God.
Yeah.
For the love of God. Because we don't need to see that other team win, man. The other team in Boston.
Who won tonight? Did they beat the Heat? I didn't check the score.
They did win.
They did.
So
they came back.
Oh, so now they're in second.
So now they're in second. Knicks are in third.
Okay. All right.
Well, spicy, man. It's getting spicy.
Getting spicy, man. Cat got to put some ice on that eye, man. Put some steaks on there. What's going on? That thing must have blown up on him.
Yeah. Looked fine on the sideline.
Hey, but didn't he have shades? He had shades on, right?
Shades on, man.
Nah,
but it's over his eyebrow. That don't mean nothing.
It probably blew up on him. He might have like a contusion inside his eye. Something probably blew up on him. That's the only thing I could think of why he would miss this game on a day's rest. But yeah. So much for that Pistons on the second night of a back-to-back. They played better.
We also got to send out a finally written letter out to Skechers because they out there breaking my boy OG's toes, man.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, what's up with that, man?
Yeah, man. Out of nowhere.
OG should have known, man. Once Embiid and Randall signed, you go get you some Nikes, man, or the New Balance or something. You don't go to come on, man.
The streets calling him Toji now, man. I'm like, dang, bro, not like this.
Damn.
Oh my gosh, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. That's
Toji and Anunoby.
Yeah. We'll be all right, man. We'll definitely be all right, man.
We'll be all right, man.
Salute to the franchise channel members and all of that. Salute to the replay gang. We'll be fine, man.
Salute to you for tapping in as always, man, for being here, man.
Yeah. Oh, I show up to it.
You're all over the place.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. The Triple M said, "What'd you do? 10 shows in 3 days, probably." But that time of year, man.
Yep,
that time of year.
Yeah, you were on the Putback. You did KFTV.
Yeah,
you're everywhere, man. You were on ESPN Radio. You're all.
Yeah, I got Sam Morrill pulled up today. Shout out to Sam.
That's right.
Had a good time with Sam. So
man. CP's over the place. We can't even keep track of what he's doing, man. His schedule is like,
yeah. So
you know what?
For the love of the game, man.
Well, let me tell you something, man. At least CP shows up, unlike the Knicks for tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? I took my Z-Biotics today, so the scotch just was flowing, and I got stuff to do tomorrow, so I'll be all right, man. Bounce back strong.
There you go. See, and that's why you use Z-Biotics, man. For the people there. Remember, for the people out there who you want to use Z-Biotics, just go to zbiotics.com/KFTV. Use that promo code KFTV and get 15% off your first order.
Yeah. Some Z-Biotics and some water, man. Bounce back quick.
Look at that.
Yeah, man. All right, man. About to go watch some of the snow outside or something, man. DK, you lucky, man. How the palm trees moving out there out west, man? How they moving, man? East to west? What are they doing, man? We out here in frozen tundra. It's a freezing.
Yeah, man. I got family telling me about it, and they cussing me out like I'm the one out there blowing the snow y'all direction, bro. No, I understand. Hey, it's bad out here for us too, man. I got my allergies kicking in. CP, it's bad. Man.
Oh, man.
Got his allergies. Oh, he's got his allergies. What's the temperature out there, CK? What's the temperature?
Man, with these hot winds, bro, just throwing the pollen everywhere, and it's rough. I know it's. I'm hearing about it, man. I'm sorry to hear that, y'all.
Yeah.
What's the temperature? Notice that CK has not answered that question. What is the temperature? What's the temperature?
Alex and CP, what is temperature? You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Some places temperature can be cool, other places can be warm, man. It depends on where you live. That's my answer.
Yeah. Supposed to be something like -10 or something out here tonight.
Sheesh.
CP. CP, CK. They're saying for out here in Beantown this weekend, I should be expecting -15.
Mm.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
That's from tomorrow into Monday. All right.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. So yeah, man. Go ahead and wrap up, man. You know, bum night, man. You know,
Yes, sir.
Let's just take it to Sunday.
Amen.
Yeah. All right, man.
On
right,
to
brother.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Call back
CP.
anytime, man. I'm out of here.
First time, long time. Peace.
Yeah. Later.
And that's the captain, the CEO of
He hit himself
KnicksFanTV.
with the line.
CP, man.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Call back.
Well,
anytime.
bum night, man. But hey, Knicks got to come back and do their job and do their part and come through, man. Hopefully they give me a good win on Sunday, so that way I can. God knows what's going to happen in that game. But hey, we'll see what happens in the Super Bowl. But let's shout out these other super chats right here, and then
Great
roll
supers.
a CK. Wow, too many C's around here, man. Too many C's.
Yeah.
But let's see what else we got here. Shout out to MA007 for the $2 super chat. Says mentally we have to be tougher against the Pistons. Yeah, man. Just have to be mentally tougher. And physically too. They got to get physical as well. It's both mental and physical. Shout out to MA007 again with the $5 super chat. Says ball movement and player movement must happen every game. Whenever the ball sticks, a defense like Detroit makes our offense discombobulated. Pass it. Yeah, I mean, look, they tried to, but you know, everything flows once Jalen Brunson gets going. You know, a lot of these other guys, it's not the same. So unless, you know, Brunson has it really going or even Cat, it's just going to be hard for everybody else to just, you know, fall into their slots. Shout out to Fan94 Nick75 for the $10 super chat. Said CP, tell Dolan we need Dink Pate from the G League. Hook it up and fire the offensive coach. Bunch of Timu Steve Novaks. Damn. Stuff's getting serious out here. Shout out to Cliff Carval for the $50 super chat. Appreciate you, Cliff. Thank you for being a franchise channel member as well. What's up, fellas? Wasn't at the watch party tonight. Shout out to CP, Knicks Chick, Eric L. Beats, and Ari. Rough loss, but oh well. Hashtag shrug. We'll catch up with hashtag the replay gang. Gotta work at 5 a.m. One question for CP. Will he accept Dalen Terry as a trivia question? Damn. In the name that Nick, will you accept Dalen Terry? Well, we'll ask that for CP the next time. Probably.
I'm counting it.
I would count it. He was a Nick.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it wasn't like a multi-team trade deal where he didn't touch the Knicks. He legitimately went through the Knicks organization for less than 24 hours, right? Even shorter than that. And then went to the Pelicans. I'll count it. We got KL007 with the $5 super chat. Says, I was behind the Knicks bench tonight. Cat, I looked ugly. Trust me. Said it got worse. Damn. And so we also got Cliff Carval with another $5 super chat. Says, the Pistons hate us. We got to match their intensity and competitive energy. Oh, and Alex, it's Suvlaiki emphasis on the Suya. It will quick soon. Suya Vlaiki. Okay, I see where you're going with. Okay. Suya Vlaiki. I see. All right, man. Appreciate you, Cliff. I see it. We got to get the Suya in the Greek freak. That's why you're throwing the Nigerian and Greek flag out there. All right, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens to that off. Not worried about it now. Worried about this team and what they're doing during the regular season and what they can do in the postseason. But salute to everybody, man. Appreciate everybody. You already know, man. To support our sponsors, go to zbiotics.com/KFTV and use that promo code KFTV to get 15% off your first order. Also, support DraftKings, all right? Make sure to go to DraftKings Sportsbook app and use that promo code KFTV. For new customers, you can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets instantly with that promo code KFTV. Remember, the crown is yours. Shout out to all of our franchise channel members here. Shout out to all the mods. Shout out to CP. Shout out to everyone who attended the KFTV watch party. Shout out to Knicks Nation, man. Appreciate all you. Shout out to UCK, Gamba, everybody who's doing all the behind-the-scenes work. Shout out to everyone shout out to KFTV, Jalen, Jeff, all right, Remy, everyone over at the newsletter, Omar, Joseph, all you guys, Chris, appreciate all you guys, man. We'll catch you for the next one after the Knicks play the Boston Celtics on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, that is. So make sure to stay tapped in there. All right, we out.